September. I'll think of you in October. I might call in November. Maybe I'll see you December. Summer's over.
Tube tops, box braids, mood swings and me. Late night shorts, Netflix and weaves. Remember back in May when you caught and dyed your hair blonde and then chased me with your wigs and forced me to try them on. Toxic male ego, all kinds of conversations like how you need your bum a little bigger for vacation. I guess I got scared when things were getting deep. Being vulnerable is not a trait that comes so easily. I learned some things in life are only for a chapter. Pretty women snore and little booties matter. Commitment is the one thing I shouldn't be running from. Lately I've been thinking you're the one.
Really loved you September.
Really loved you September.
I'll think of you in October.
I'll think of you in October.
I might call in November. Maybe I'll see you December.
I hope I see you December.
Summer's over. Between us started growing. Pictures deleted, all the memories that I got. Baby, I believe that if we're meant to be, baby, we will work out if you're meant for me. Really loved you September. I'll think of you in October. I might call in November. Maybe I'll see you December. Think of you on cold days when I close my eyes. I've been feeling so low, so I'm getting high. We were catching feelings, now we're catching flights. We were screaming YOLO, now we're saying bye. Really loved you September. I'll think of you in October. I might call in November. Maybe I'll see you December.
I think you should find someone to make you happy. Try your day, my eye. That's why I'm speaking frankly. Just at the time of our life. But you say I'm wasting your time. We just went from making some memory, but we don't start turning to wanna just ride at night, ride by night. You and I blow your mind like dynamite. But I was in summertime,
Really loved you September. I'll think of you in October. I might call in November. Maybe I'll see you December. Summer's over.
Tube tops, box braids, mood swings and me. Late night shorts, Netflix and weaves. Remember back in May when you caught and dyed your hair blonde and then chased me with your wigs and forced me to try them on. Toxic male ego, all kinds of conversations like how you need your bum a little bigger for vacation. I guess I got scared when things were getting deep. Being vulnerable is not a trait that comes so easily. I learned some things in life are only for a chapter. Pretty women snore and little booties matter. Commitment is the one thing I shouldn't be running from. Lately I've been thinking you're the one.
Really loved you September.
Really loved you September.
I'll think of you in October.
I'll think of you in October.
I might call in November.
Well, hello. How are y'all today? How y'all doing? I am your host, SBK. How have y'all been? Let me shout out the chat. Let's see who's up in here. We got what's up, Joe Delaney. How you doing, Joe? Salute to you. Just Jay's in the building. How are you, Just Jay? We got, who else we got up in here? Miss Chicago, blessings to you, ma'am. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in and supporting. And we got the beautiful T-Cat Commission Vision Diva. T-Cat, thank you. Thank you. I miss anybody? All right. More people going to come in later. Got a special treat for you guys. But first, how is y'all's Wednesday? How is y'all's Wednesday? I hope y'all's Wednesday has been productive. I've been preparing for this, waiting for this all day long. And I can't wait to get into this. Look at, thank you, Joe. I had to cut the wig off, man. I had to cut the wig off. It's too hot. So your boy had to cut it off. So I just had to cut it off. So this day he trying to look. I hear you, T-Cat. I hear you. But yeah, I had to cut it off, y'all. Too much to manage. Your boy had to cut it off. But it's all good, though. It's all good. It gets hot here in the great state of Texas, and I'm not dealing with all that hair and that afro and all that. I'm just not going to deal with it. I can't deal with it. Can't deal with it. So, looking thin. I'm looking thin on live with clean cut. There you go. Looking thin again. But anyways, I want to give a shout out to my sis. It's just ETV, executive producer on the ones and twos right now. So I just want to give her a shout out, give her a peace, love, and happiness. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all my mods. One love to you. Blessings to you. So if you guys have not hit the like button, you guys hit the like button. You guys subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed, I want to thank the lovely T-Cat for my beautiful artwork. Thank you, T-Cat. Thank you, T-Cat. Thank you, T-Cat. Got me looking like a boss up here. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, we have a treat for you today. We got a very, very, very special guest here that some of you know, some of you don't. She's been mods in other chats, and now she has endeavored into a YouTube channel, a YouTube career, content creator. So we're just going to chop it up with her today for a bit, and we'll give her time to queue up. But yeah, you guys, our chats are always lit. Our chats are always informative. They're always fun. I know you guys are always going to have fun in the chat and everything. So we're going to just have fun with this. You guys have questions, have respectful questions and stuff like that. We'll highlight those. As the executive producer is going to highlight those inquisitive questions that you might have. But I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for tuning in to your boy. But anyways, we're going to have our special guest come on as soon as she's queued up. But as you all know, man, I went live a couple days ago and told y'all about the rain here in Texas. The weather here in Texas has been crazy. I went to the barbershop today and we were talking barbershop talk, as you know, and it looks like we're going to have a little bit more rain tonight, later on tonight. So I don't know if you guys are getting that in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, as I know T-Cat, just Jay, Joe, you guys live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I don't know if you guys are experiencing cloudy weather, but I know they said these parts of East Texas is supposed to be very, very much coming down with the rain. So hopefully it's not going to beat down. I know in Tyler, Texas, not too far away from me, a lot of people have lost their homes. A lot of businesses have been shut down. Now here where I am, everything was fine. You know what I mean? You might lose the internet here and there, but the weather this way has just been horrible. So you guys keep those folks in your prayers and your thoughts and prayers here in Texas. A lot of folks have, like I said, they've lost their homes. It's been pretty rough. You know what I mean? So rain this morning, T-Cat. Okay, rain this morning. So, but yeah, I don't. But from what we were discovering this afternoon, barbershop talk, you know, looks like it's going to rain again later on. So, but let me see. See if we got our guests all queued up. As soon as we get her queued up, we get her up here. You guys tune in tonight, Friday night at 8 p.m. Friday night to our show Tap In with my partner in crime. It's just ETV and myself, and we had a great time. The chat was lit. The conversation was lit. Just bomb conversation, bomb folks interaction within the chat. We're going to do that again this coming Friday. We'll let you know soon. We're going to put some notifications and put what we're going to be talking about here pretty soon. So you guys stay tuned to that. We just had a really good time. And so without further ado, I want to bring up the very special guest. And there she is.
Hello.
Hi, Miss Genesis One.
Hello. How are you, sir? How's everyone? Hey, everybody. How are you doing?
Doing great. It is a pleasure and an honor for you to be up on my platform. I just, I'm tickled to death to have this opportunity to interview you. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, Genesis One. You know what I mean? I wish I had the bells and whistles or whatever, but we're gonna work on that. I'm a newbie here, but we're gonna wish I had the bells and whistles to give you a clap. But welcome. How are you, ma'am?
I am well. Thank you so much for having me. I must start off. Everything was perfect. I got a phone call, and now I'm not even centered like I want to be. Everything was perfect. I'm like, who's calling me? Don't call me. But we'll make it work.
Yeah, you look good. Your sound is good. Everything is A-okay. So you're doing good. So, how's the weather there? Before you came on, before we, brought you on, I was telling about the weather here in Texas. When you went live a few days ago, I was kind of asking about the weather. It's been very, very bad, these parts. A lot of folks have lost their homes. A lot of businesses have been put out. And again, tonight, as I went to the barbershop this afternoon, we were talking, us fellas, and we're talking, and looks like we're getting some more rain and thunderstorms tonight. So hopefully it's not like that in the great in Canada. Is it okay there? It's not. It's not.
It's hot today. Today's actually very hot, which is rare. But and we did have a slight summer shower, but you didn't need an umbrella. It was just basically a little bit of dew of rain, but it's hot. So hey, listen, Hey, halabuda ja. Thank you, honey.
There you go. But right now it is at 87 degrees here in East Texas.
Okay.
It was, the weather dropped, and then it's raining. I mean, raining really, but now it's kind of humid. Beginning of summer, but it's going to get kind of worse, here. But I thank God that it's not, on our end, but a few cities that are neighboring cities to us got it really bad. Like I said, they got, lost their homes, our businesses, but so we're giving our prayers out to them. I'm thankful.
Yeah, but isn't it interesting how fascinating the world is? Because, where you are, you're basically almost underwater, and
Right.
there are places in the world where it's bone dry, and they would give anything for a drop of rain, let alone, a thunder shower.
Exactly. That is crazy. On another subject, I am very, very proud to share our Libra signs. You know what I mean? I am a Libra, October 20th.
Yeah.
I learned that you are also a Libra,
Mm-hmm.
and we keep everything in balance, don't we?
Well, we strive for balance.
We strive to it. I'm one of those guys, we can talk about that now. I'm one of those guys that, I get along. Let me put it this way: in any situation I'm in, I'm one of those guys that brings calmness to the situation.
Yeah.
I bring clarity to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I take leadership in every situation I'm in. Does that kind of fall in line in that category of the Libra horoscope?
We're always striving for peace. We're always
Right.
striving for peace. We're very diplomatic. It takes a while to rile us up. It takes a while to rile us up because we definitely want that. And we're very cerebral. We just want calm. We don't want to ruffle the feathers. We will go
Correct.
along to a certain extent, but once we bend our mind and lock you out, then hit the steel trap, baby. You're done. See ya.
Absolutely. I have an older sister. She's also a Libra, and she just stated the same thing you said. She's like, bro, us Libras, whenever when we're done with someone or something, we're just done with it. And I am that way. I just want peace. I want serenity. It takes me a little bit for my feathers to get riled. It takes a lot for me for my feathers to get riled up to the point to where I'm very aggressive, but it takes a while for that to kick in. So,
Yeah.
But-
One of the traits I really love about being a Libra is that we love living rent free in everybody's head. If you cross us, we will live rent free in your head, honey.
oh yeah,
Yeah, we'll have you tossing and turning at night, baby. So don't try it, honey. Don't try it.
hey, I mean, if you cross me, I take a mental note of that, and that's just one of those things where, yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna deal with it in the end. So, but look here, Miss Genesis, I have noticed you in the YouTube sector as a moderator in a lot of chats. I feel like you're highly respected. And now you have transitioned yourself into a content creator. And when I first noticed that you had a shout out to Joe Delaney, she's the one that said, hey, Miss Genesis, shout out to Joe Delaney. She's like, hey, did you know Genesis 1 has a channel? I'm like, really? One of the moderators in the chat, she said, yeah, you need to go check her out. Sure enough, she sent me your link, went there, you were live, you were interacting, and I'm like, okay, I was listening to you. So let me ask you this, Miss Genesis, what caused you to go ahead and jump into that water as being a content creator? What caused you to do that? Did you get inspired, or just how did you just want to just go ahead and be a content creator?
I have to mention three men in particular that
Okay.
gave me that extra push to jump into the content creator sphere because I mean I love being a mod. I think I'm a great mod. I pride myself on being, a very efficient mod. I'm an external stakeholder. I subscribe to many channels, and I've heard the rumblings before. Oh, you should start a YouTube channel and all that. I'm thinking like me, what YouTube channel? Honey, that's not my ministry, honey. No way. And then so I have to shout out three men in particular: Mr. Template Sounds, Mr. Bogle VNR, and Mr. EJ Hanging with Brody. Those three men were the genesis for me to start my channel. They gave me the push for it. They gave me the encouragement and that gentle, what are you doing, honey? Come on, girl. Get to it. Come on. Times are going. So those three men, planted that seed in my head to say that I could do it. And when I started out and I deleted 21 videos because I thought, oh, they were crap. They're horrible. They're like, what am I doing? And I had doubt. But then I had to really, keep talking to myself. And I thought, you know what? Why not? You know what? Just try it. Why not?
Right.
You have the gift of the gab, honey. I always got something to say. So I thought, you know what? Just, get your channel up and just start, and just start. And as I said before, the first 21 videos were horrible. That's officially Black history, honey. You can't find those anywhere.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so props to those three men, definitely. And, it started from there. So, yeah.
Well, I want to say that with you trying to get yourself accustomed to YouTube Studio, StreamYard, you look very comfortable behind the screen. You look very comfortable speaking. I think you're a natural, and you're doing very well. I know I share that same sentiment with you when it comes to doing videos. It's just E will tell you that both of us, we're very hard on ourselves when we put out videos. I always look back at my videos. I'll look back at this and I'll critique myself. I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have did this. I should have omitted this word. You know what I mean? So I do share that sentiment with you because I'm always questioning myself whenever I do go live, and I'm very, very hard on myself. So, are you the same way as well?
I must admit, the first 21 videos that I deleted, and thank you so much for saying that I look comfortable on screen because
Yes, ma'am.
I don't feel that way, but thank you so much. The first 21 were really horrible. The lighting was horrible. The sound was horrible. I was tripping over my words. I was extremely nervous. I think I jumped ahead, and I was very ambitious with the content that I was trying to put out, and I had to step back. But now I can review my videos and look at it objectively. I don't, mind watching myself on screen because I look at it as a third person. I'm here with that third eye, looking at the lighting, looking at the sound, looking at, how I present myself, the enunciation. And I have a tendency of talking way too fast, so I have to bring it back down a bit. And I have a very big personality, so I try to hone it down to fit in the screen. But I was hard on myself in the beginning, and I've only been doing this for 9 weeks, honey. So, I was very hard on myself in the beginning, and then I had to look at myself in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? Relax, breathe. You can't be, Mr. Beast when
Right.
you're just 7 or 6 weeks in. Take it easy, girl. Relax. So once I did that, now, I can do an impromptu at 4 a.m. in my bedroom in the dark. I can be on here at 8 o'clock, in a sundress saying, hey, what's going on, honey? I'm here.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Yeah, but once I really, pulled up my own shoulder and said, hey, come on now, relax, then it got a little easier for me. Yeah, so.
Right. I'm with Joe. She said, you hide your nerves very well if you're nervous. I cannot tell. And I'm not just, blowing smoke. I cannot tell whether or not you are nervous because you are, I guess, when you're in front of a screen, when you're in front of a TV or in front of, on screen, a lot of people do not have that personality to carry on and to carry on the screen. So that also helps in those situations. So, but I cannot tell whether or not you're just flowing. You got it popping though. You got it popping.
Yeah, but you know what? God bless those ASMR channels, honey. Because if you don't have a personality, just do an ASMR channel, honey. Open up a bag of chips or something.
Exactly. you got to have personality, in everything you do. I know some people just read from the script. You know what I mean? And me, if I always put myself in the audience's shoes. They want someone that that draws something that draws their attention, someone who so I really you have that. But let me ask you this, Ms. Genesis, what is it that you love the most about making content? What is it that you enjoy the most so far on your journey here?
Thus far for me, because I think I'm going to be that one unicorn that just does it her way. Because when I first started out, I did, a seminar, tutorial, and a webinar, honey. Any seminar that was up, I signed up for. A webinar, yep, I'm right there. Tutorial, here you go. And I had so much information in my head that I wanted to get it out. And as I said earlier, I was so ambitious in the content that I was putting out, but I didn't have an audience for it. Nobody knew who I was. They weren't prepared for this, da-da!
Right.
So I had to scale it back. And what I've decided to do is I'm just going to, I'm going to play it by ear. I'm just going to be me. And if there's a thought in my head, I'm going to let the audience know about it. If there's a particular stream that I wanted to do structured, like I just did celebrating Men's Mental Health Month. I did a
right.
That was, structured with the notes, and I wanted to get it done, down pat. I wanted to get the history of the month and celebrating men's mental health. Who came up with it? What are the stats for men? What are some of the issues for men? So that I wanted to, be very respectable and responsible in giving out that content. But when I'm here trying to fit up my curtains and trying to get the light right and I'm getting frustrated, I'm going to bring the audience along because, hey, listen, it's not all, candy and roses around here, honey.
Right. You just basically decided, hey, I'm just going to be myself,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have to be yourself. You have to be unique in every facet when it comes to YouTube because it's, everybody tries to copy each other in content. If you've noticed, and I'm like you, I want to be that one person, that one guy that is just different from the rest. I want to bring something to the table that's different. I want to bring a different perspectives, different ideas, different, and that comes by research. Like you said, it comes by research, but I can only be me. I can only just, I truly can relate to that. I really can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can only be me. And I think that what a lot of content creators fall into that trap of, pigeonholing themselves into this niche, this genre. And once they get a following and that's not really their core, that's not really what they're passionate about. And when they want to break free and be themselves, then there's an apprehension there. Am I going to lose my audience? Are people going to think that I came out as a fraud? What do I do? And then they have that dilemma within themselves. And when they try to shift, and maybe their crowd or community or subscribers or however they define their followers, might not necessarily shift with them that way, then that becomes, a problematic issue. So I say for me, I'm just going to be me, and the audience will come because I thought to myself, you know what? There's going to be a bunch of people out there that like books. There's going to be a bunch of people out there that like going out and, walking on the grass and, just having fun and just talk about whatever. There's going to be people around there like that. And I said, you know what? There's an audience sitting at home right now saying, hey, you know what? I wish there was somebody on YouTube that just wants to come on, talk about reading, talk about grass, talk about the flowers, talk about, what the weather's like, talk about struggling drinking water, just somebody who's going to give you the natural, ambiance of what life is all about.
Right.
Glitz and glamour and all of that, and thinking everything is, cookies and cream, because sometimes it's not. And,
right.
So far it's been, pretty good. So, hey, be yourself, people, be yourself.
Be yourself. You got to be yourself. And I tell people all the time, I'm a country boy from East Texas, so I'm going to show you all of my greeny area outside. I'm going to show you the countryside. We're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about fishing. We're just going to talk about everything. You know what I mean? So I just want to, like you said, I like what you said about being a unicorn, being different. You don't have to be like everybody else. Just jump out there, be yourself. Don't be afraid of being yourself.
And the rule
says, yes, I need to get back into it since I don't get on YouTube like I used to, trying to change my habits. And that's one of those things that, like I said, with me being a content creator, is just being consistent with putting out content. I struggle with that. Sometimes I struggle with procrastination. But it's just one of those things that you got to work on if you want to be a content creator. But let me ask you something, Ms. Genesis. What are some of the things that you are doing or you've done to promote yourself? What are some key things you've done to kind of promote your channel?
Actually, I've done the opposite. I've done no promotion. Actually.
Okay.
Because I mod for some heavy hitters in the YouTube space, and I purposely did not want to go that route of a shout out from the heavy hitters, because I thought, you know what, I want to do it on my own accord. I want to do it building it one subscriber at a time. And I didn't want there to be a situation where people felt that their loyalties were divided. Because if you're in a space of, let's say, 3,000 people, those 3,000 people are all clamming, to go here, to go there, and to go wherever. And inadvertently, some of us are going to be going live at the same time. And I never wanted to put anybody in that position where they have to pick and choose. So I deliberately did not shout my channel out. What I did was I went to spaces that didn't know anything about Genesis One. I popped in a few chats, I popped in a few panels. I went and discovered people who I never heard of before. I went in a few community posts and looked at what they were posting. I thought, okay, that person looks interesting. I'll go over to there and I'll say, hey, Mr. Tom Hat, I saw your community post on Mr. John W.'s wall. I'm just here to say hello. And he, I saw him and this is why I'm here. And just spoke out in the chat in that way. And that's how I grew my audience, from just word of mouth, happenstance, circumstance, look-sees and whatnot. Because I didn't want, I wanted to get it out of the mud, so to speak. I wanted to build it on my own. And quite frankly, there are a number of people that do not know that I have a channel.
Right.
And I want them to discover it, like I said, happenstance, circumstance, passerbys, or what have you. So I haven't really promoted it. Now, as I'm sitting here wearing my merch, once I got my following, I said I'm going to do merch and then promote my channel that way through my Instagram. But the traditional way of promoting with the shout outs, no. And I specifically asked people not to shout me out. I specifically asked them not to do that. And some people, felt a way about it, and I had to, remind them repeatedly. But I want to do it my way, on my own accord, and my own esteem. No disrespect to anyone, but this is just the way that I feel comfortable doing it. So
right. You want to build things organically, your way. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Old-fashioned way,
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but getting back to what you're saying about niches, YouTube rules are changing all the time.
Right.
And it was, you had to have a niche, and YouTube isn't going to fling you in the algorithm if you don't have a niche, and you can't be talking about basket weaving today and snowboarding tomorrow and whatnot. And no, now those rules have changed. Because
Right.
you might have a snowboarder who isn't into basket weaving.
Right.
And hey, listen, if I'm into basket weaving and snowboarding, I want it a one-stop shop, honey. I want you to come over to the GLS3P and we're going to talk about snowboarding and basket weaving, honey.
Right.
Don't be, channel hopping, honey. Stay right here.
Right. Right.
So,
I hear you. It's just nothing wrong with being organic and trying to, like you said, building it from the mud, building things, doing things your way. Because, everybody has, how do you call it? How-tos, how to do this, how to do that. But, you have to, ultimately, you have to do it your way. But along that way, Ms. Genesis, what are the challenges that you face, doing things your way and having a channel, so forth?
The challenges that I face is people telling me, well, hey, you need to do it this way. I'm like, no, I don't.
Right. Right.
I don't have to do it that way. It's worked for, a number of people doing it that way, but I'm going to do it my way, so that's one of the challenges. Another challenge that I have is sometimes the doubt creeps in, because every time I hit that live button, my stomach is in knots. I'm thinking, what are you doing? You're not,
Really?
I'm like, you're not even a people person, honey. Go and read a book. What are you doing up here trying to be a content creator? And so that the nerves for sure is a challenge. And for those of you who don't know, I had a stuttering issue for the first 11 years of my life. I was catatonic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I couldn't speak. So every once in a while, that little, person in my head saying, hold on now, wait a minute, make sure that you get the words out correctly, slow down, don't get too excited. You know what happens when you get excited? The stuttering is going to kick in and then you're going to trip over your words and what's going to happen here, right? So
Right.
those are things that I struggle with, yeah. But definitely the nervousness, the uncertainty and the excitement, the excitement in my stomach. I'm thinking, oh my God, like this is great. Like what?
You actually get, if you're anything like me, when you come away from a show, it's like I'm at an all-time high because I felt like I really connected with the audience. I feel like I had a good time. I think I conveyed my message well, and that's, there's nothing wrong with patting yourself on the back, having those, like you said, being very excited about what you just did. I can relate to that,
It's interesting you said that because after every live, it takes me about 3 or 4 hours before I can go to sleep. I am
Same here.
Yeah. So who's live? Who can I go and support? And I'm doing my community post. Who can I discover? And and all of that. It's just this endorphin rush.
Yep.
Okay, you know what? I'm feeling so good. I want to spread that out. I want to go support somebody else. I want to support an upcoming person who may be a little bit apprehensive, a little bit nervous. So yeah, it takes me a couple hours before I go to sleep. So
yeah, we went live on our last show this past Friday, and it took me about 2 or 3 hours to just go to sleep because right after the live, I was looking at the replay, just kind of critiquing myself, but I was also just kind of like, wow, that was fun. You know what I mean? I really did have some fun. So, you're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. Joe says, that speaks to your strong will, Miss Genesis 1, overcoming speech issues. And I was just going to say that as well. With you conveying that and telling us about that and who you are now, you can't tell. I was like, wow, you really struggled with that in the past. But I like I said, again, I don't know how many times I said, you seem like a natural. You know what I mean? You seem like a natural speaker. So
yeah, that was really difficult. And stuttering is hereditary, and it comes from the male side of the family. So my father was a stutterer, and it's definitely hereditary. And the men carry that gene. Now I don't know how that works. I'm not into the chromosome and all that, so don't write me, people. But it does come from the male side of the family, and it was very, very difficult. It was very difficult because, as I said, I was catatonic. I could not speak. It took me an hour to get out. I need a glass of water, and
oh wow,
it's painful. It's isolating. But as I said, God bless Canada because I went to speech therapy for a number of years. I had a very, very, good speech therapist, and it took me a long time to speak. And this is the voice that came out, the enunciations. This is what came out, and the fact that I can communicate, and I can communicate effectively. Allah Buddha Ja all day, honey. Thank you. And that's why I think I love words. I love, reading. I love the dictionary. I still read the dictionary. I still look up words that that I've never heard of, words that I can't pronounce. Even when I was doing the men's mental health stream, even the men's mental health stream, that I had to make sure that I twisted my tongue over my teeth properly to get those words out. And there were a couple of juggernauts in there like, okay, people, you know what? Listen, I'm just going to spell it out and then we'll move on because I'm not trying to trip over my tongue, honey.
Right. Or get too tongue tied. Yeah, I'm always in a thesaurus and in the dictionary as well. I'm always constantly, I don't want to use the same words each and every day. I'm like that as well. So I truly get it. I really do truly get it. Well, whenever you do different types of content, and we just discussed just a few minutes ago of how a lot of content creators get in a rut. They get in a rut and they like to do the same thing as other people are doing. And when you do that, that gets old. And it would seem to think if you're going to do that and go down that road of just going through the motions, it's hard to stay motivated if you're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing because it's not coming from here. You know what I mean? So with that being said, what keeps you motivated as a content creator, Miss Genesis?
I think I'm motivated because I'm still brand new. I'm still fresh, and everything is still, oh my God, everything is an aha moment for me,
Right.
But getting back to what you were saying, I specifically was very clear about things I did not want to do. I didn't want to do the entertainment thing because everybody's doing it. Not everybody, but you have a number of people that are doing it and they're doing it well, so I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to go down, the whole racism aspect. A lot of people are doing that well. I didn't want to do that.
Right.
And I certainly didn't want to do, any reaction videos to, adverse, things that are happening in the YouTube space. I thought, you know what? Why not just bring something fresh and new? And what I did was I seek out, I asked Google, what's the world talking about? What are the 10 top questions that the world is asking? And that's how I get my content through that. So I go to unconventional ways to figure out what I want to talk about. Because I could do the P. Diddy thing, but everybody's doing that. I could do the deep academic thing, everybody's doing that. You know what I mean? So, and they're like, oh, you can put your own spin on it. How many times and how many different ways can you say P. Diddy's in trouble?
Right. 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 Everybody's talking about it. But whenever I talked about it, I didn't really go into the initial what he did. What I did was I brought it down and I personalized it to everyone, and I put out a video discussing about those behaviors being in our communities and how to address it. If you're going through those types of things as a lady or as a man, how to address it. Because I knew, as you were saying, I knew everybody was going to at once start talking about that situation. Everybody talking about the political landscape, you know what I mean? But the way I look at it is you can talk about that, but you got to put your spin on it because like you said, everybody's talking. It's news, but you have to put your spin on things to make it, more interesting for your audience. And I'm totally with you on that. You have to be creative with it.
Yeah, I think that for me, I want to challenge myself a little bit because, like I said, it's easy. I could, look stuff up and, put my spin on it and whatnot, right? But I want to challenge myself. I want to be, more creative. I want to, think broader. I want to think definitely broader. And as I said before, I want a global audience. I say it all the time, ladies and gentlemen. I want world domination, and I make no bones about it. I say that proudly and boldly. I want world domination. And, people say, well, that's coming off a little bit arrogant. No, that's coming across as self-assured, honey, not arrogant, self-assured. That's what I want. Right. And that is what will happen.
Right, now, right.
People can say, I want to broaden my horizons. I want to cast my net wide. Sure, but that's exactly the same thing. I want world domination. I want to be in every household, in every corner of the world. That's what and it will happen. Right. One step at a time.
One step at a time. Correct. So, yeah. That's a great goal. You know what I mean? And so whenever you're doing it, so would you say that whenever you're doing your research, that is your process of conveying it to your channel? So that's one of the main.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because getting back to the whole Puff Daddy thing, there's only a small percentage of people who are interested in that. Right. And granted, it is, a case of, abuse and whatnot. There's a whole litany of things that surrounds that case. But there's only a small percentage of people that are interested in that. I mean, people have bills, honey. That might be like the hot button topic for a moment, but people have bills. People have other things that they're thinking about.
Right.
So like I said, I want to broaden the scope and I want to attract all walks of life because not all walks of life is interested in that.
Right. Right.
So I want when they come to the corner of, GO3P, Genesis 1, 30-minute podcast, I want everybody to be there, and everyone can relate to what I'm talking about.
Right. Right. Yeah. Exactly. If you're anything like me, I'm not the greatest when it comes to technology and going live and, I have to work with a computer every day, but when you jump into editing and, just, the whole, YouTube studio, StreamYard, I'm still learning like everybody else. Is that still a struggle with you as well? Are you still trying to?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not technically inclined at all. I can send an email, I can text somebody, I can download an app if I need to. But the StreamYard's whole situation, that's gymnastics that I'm learning. The YouTube studios kicked my butt for a whole entire week. And getting back to content creation that everybody can relate to, I was struggling with the lighting. Now, every content creator, whether you're coming up or you've been on here for 15 years, you're going to have issues with the light.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. So for me, no, I'm not technically inclined. I'm not savvy like that at all. It takes me forever. If I watch a tutorial, I have to watch it over and over and over again. And even with the StreamYards, if I don't do StreamYards for a couple of days, it takes me, a while to get back into the rhythm. So no, I'm not technically inclined at all. Listen, honey.
Right.
I'm the call out of my youth. I'm not,
Sis, now if there's somebody that's I just pinned her comment. If there's someone that just loves editing, it's just ETV. Oh my God.
Wow.
She is so far, I've seen big name guys on YouTube edit, and they got some marvelous editing skills, and they should be on television somewhere. But to know someone in person in real life, like it's just Eve, she does a wonderful job with editing, and she's one of those people like you have your you named off some people in the beginning that have influenced you as far as getting a channel and getting started. She is one of those people that I have that's constantly pushing me when she doesn't know she's pushing me, because of how she edits and how she's very, very professional with her work, So even though I'm not all the way inclined with this technical stuff, I have to push myself. So you're not alone on that as well. So, but go ahead.
I don't edit anything. I record it. When I do a pre-recorded video, then upload it, honey, and it lands where it lands.
I hear you.
In the future, yeah, sure. I can hire a staff to do all of that, but for right now, I'm a solopreneur, honey. So yeah.
I got you. I want to tell people, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I was in one of your lives one day, and at the time you did not know that your lighting from the back was off. You were trying to get your lighting correct. And everybody in the audience, y'all see how, she is very, very well versed and put together, speaks very well. I actually saw Miss Genesis get out of character. And I was like, oh wow, she really does use some dirty 4-letter words. So, but you got it straight. You got it straight. But it was frustrating for a while. But you figured it out.
Yeah, it was very frustrating. And like I always say, we're all a work in progress. Now, I mean, I'm a pretty even-keeled lady. I don't delve into all of the expletives, on a regular basis. But that day, honey, yeah, some two F-bombs were dropped. 2.
Yeah, I was there. I was like, whoa, she's very frustrated.
Very.
But you got it situated and everything. You got it situated.
Look at me now, honey. Look at me now.
There you go. So how you doing, Samoa Gorilla? If it lands, it lands. That's it. So in every situation, I tell people that work for me, that I hire on my job, and I'm saying this online. In everywhere you go, you have to work with people. Okay, people is they are the driving force. You have machines, but people are the driving force that communicate to the machines to do what it does. I said all that to say this. Not everyone is going to like your content.
Right.
Not everyone is going to agree with you. Not everyone is, you're not everybody's cup of tea sometimes. So you're going to get criticism. You're going to get positive, positive feedback. You're going to get some negative feedback. Me, I welcome all of that. You know what I mean? Because in that negative feedback, I know I can work on myself and I can take that negative and turn it into a positive, and I can learn from it, and it can help me in the future. So with that being said, Miss Genesis, is there any negative, any blowback from you, and how would you deal with that if you had negative comments or about you being a content creator? How would you deal with that?
Well, thus far, I haven't really had any negative comments, so to speak, that I would have to respond to. But the day's probably going to come, as I grow and be more successful. And like you said, not everybody's a cup of tea. But two things. When I end my live, I always say, if you'd like to subscribe, go ahead and check out my digital history first. Check out my digital history. If it's something that, tickles your fancy, hey, sub up. If not, thank you for the look-see, and, mosey on down the lane, because the YouTube landscape is vast and wide, honey. You'll land where you land, right? But
right.
If the day comes that I receive negative comment, I won't respond, honey. I'm doing the Kevin Samuels, R.I.P. the Godfather. I will not respond. I won't respond. And like I said before, I love living rent-free in someone's head. And the greatest thing that people don't like is to be ignored. No one wants to be ignored.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Right.
I'm good at that. I won't respond. So.
Oh yeah, I think I'm a big component on not responding to any type of negative criticism, because I think Joe Delaney is someone I know in person, and we always talk behind the scenes on a daily basis, and we talk, and and she'll tell you one of the most famous statements that I have always said, that no response is the correct response. You know what I mean? When you have negativity, if you have haters, so-called haters, no response is the best response, because you keep trucking, let them keep, being negative. That shouldn't be any type of indication that you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? Because 9 times out of 10, when someone's negative, that's something that they have to deal with themselves. But I totally agree with you that you don't have to respond to all the negative criticism,
Absolutely. And if you get a so-called hater, that's just an admirer in disguise, honey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I like what I do notice the statements that you make. Hey, if this is not your cup of tea, you say that, and not everybody's going to like your content, and like my content, but it's just one of those things where, you just have to find your niche, So, all right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break,
okay,
Miss Genesis, and we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we will be back after the commercial break. All right. We are back. I want to give a quick shout out to my fam, TCAT Commission Vision Diva, for all of the edits and all of the thumbnails, all of the videos and the artwork. Thank you so much for that. If you guys have not subscribed up to TCAT Commission Art Diva, you guys go and go subscribe to her. She is the very best. If you're a content creator and you need help with any type of thumbnails or any type of promotional ideas that you need for your videos, you guys reach out to TCAT, subscribe to her. In her channel, she has her email address, so you guys give her a holler. Tell her SBK sent you. So she is the very best. She is the GOAT. I want to Jay just said my daughter knows how to edit, but she doesn't take it serious. She's about to go to school for computer science, so hopefully she'll see the importance of it then. Yes, I know, Miss Genesis, we were talking about being literate in the computer field and in the YouTube. My daughter, she literally knows more than I do, and I thought maybe but these kids know a lot more than we do. But it's that generation, that the video game generation, and just the whole 9 yards. But everyone, if you just tune in, I am interviewing Miss Genesis 1. And if you just came in, Bevan B. Lyon, salute to you, bro. Good to see you. Miss Chicago, I didn't shout you out. Yes, I did. I shouted you out. Samoan Gorilla, I hope I didn't miss anybody coming in as we were interviewing and having a good old time chatting here with Miss Genesis 1. So I think I got everybody. So Miss Genesis, we're back. I wanted to convey something with the audience, and I wanted to talk to you about something that I mentioned to you. I did not know all this time. I've seen you as a moderator in a lot of chats and so forth, so on. Now you have your own channel. I did not know that you were Jamaican. I did not know that until you spoke one day in your chat, and you was like, "Hey, I'm of Jamaican descent. I've been in, live in Canada." I did not know you were in Canada. So, go ahead and speak on that. I would have never known.
Yes. My formative years and most of my adult years have been in Canada. My family migrated here for, basic opportunities, really. So yeah, I'm definitely Jamaican, a proud Jamaican. I've got the flag over here.
Okay.
So, yeah, but yeah, definitely a proud Jamaican. I've lived in Canada for a number of years, my early formative years and most of my adult years. So yeah, I'm living in the frozen north, honey, the frozen north.
Frozen north. So tell us about that frozen north. Tell us about that. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's fine. Canada is a great country to live in. It's a lot of opportunities here for, anyone and everyone to come and seek their fortune. We just want peace. We don't, subscribe to any of the nonsense here. So, if you're coming here, keep peace in mind, and you can definitely make a life here. It's a beautiful country, and there's lots of nationalities that get along quite well here. Now I must preface, it's cold. It's cold, honey. So brace yourself for that. It's cold 6 months out of the year, and sometimes the summers can be quite chilly as well. But yeah, it's just a great place. It's a really, really great peaceful country. So shout out to good old North Strong, honey. Yeah.
But I want to add, and we talk behind the scenes. I want to add and let everybody know, I am a hoodie guy. I love hoodie weather. I mean, they can have this Texas weather, man, because majority of people in the chat, and by the way, shout out to you, Amber. Thank you for coming in, ma'am. And it was someone else, Blaze McCrory. Peace and abundance, SBK, Genesis, mods and chat. I hope everything is well. Genesis recommended your channel. Thank you for coming by, sir. I appreciate it. It is very much obliged. Anyone from Miss Genesis chat is very much welcome to come on the couch with me every time the doors. I hope you subscribe to us. I appreciate you coming by, sir. Much blessings to you as well. But as I was saying, I am I'm a hoodie weather guy. I love hoodie season. I don't like being hot. Miss Genesis, I'm 280 pounds. I don't want to be sweating in this, this mug all freaking summer long because I told you it gets to be 120 degrees, and I would take that weather in Canada more so than this way. I know you probably, you like the sunny days, but I'll take I'm a hoodie guy. I love hoodie weather. Snuggled up. I just bundled up. I like it.
All right. Well, you listen, bundle up with your hoodie over here and freeze your nanas off, honey. A hoodie's not going to do it, honey. It is cold.
It's not going to do it? It's not going to do it at all?
It's not going to do it.
That's not enough? Well,
listen, you need a Canada Goose down fill jacket, honey. So from head to toe.
To head to toe?
To toe. Mm-hmm.
I've never been to Canada, but it's on my bucket list. So
have you ever experienced the cold? And I'm not just talking like a chilly hoodie type, but I'm talking about cold, like -30.
No. Oh. It got down. I think it got down. Joe, you can help me when it was iced over that one Snowvit. What was it like? 4. It was like 4 degrees. Not in the negatives, but I think it got down to 4.32 degrees down this way. It was very cold, but not in the negatives. So, all right. To answer your question, so
that's like I said, book a flight in February, go to Saskatchewan, with a hoodie and see how that works out for you, honey.
Saskatchewan. So you're saying I might change my mind if I'm down there for a good.
You don't want to lose any extremities, so
my brother Samoan, my brother Samoan Gorilla, he's from the Dallas area. He said Vancouver is one of his favorite places to visit.
It's beautiful there.
So that's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list. So let me ask you something. Speaking of, it was a -4. She says, Joe said -4. Right. She said sorry. Oh, plus, yeah, no, not -4. Yeah, I was right. It was 4 degrees down this way, and that was about 2 or 3 winters ago.
Yeah,
so
but there's a difference between 4 degrees and -30.
Oh yeah. That's a major difference. So that's the lowest weather I've experienced, and it was very cold. But in the negatives, woo, on my bucket list. Canada's on my bucket list.
All right.
So, but let me ask you this, Miss Genesis. What is one memorable moment or achievement so far on your YouTube journey? I know it's been a short. You're new at this, but can you give some insight on that? What's something that's memorable to you?
Absolutely, and with no hesitation, just the grace that people have afforded me, just the grace, and watching me stumble, and just they keep coming back and being positive and just encouraging me on, just the grace, a lot of
right.
grace afforded me. Yeah, so shout out to everyone. And I must say, shout out to Miss Chicago for being here, my first honorary female lady mod. That's her official title, ladies and gentlemen. So shout out to Miss Chicago. Shout out to Blaze McCory. And I saw my honey, my 6'1" brown like a drinking cowboy, Russell Red. I noticed that he was in the chat. So shout out to you, honey. Good to see you.
Shout out to Russell Red. Shout out to Miss Chicago. Who's the other one? Did I miss?
Blaze McCory.
Okay. Shout out to.
Yeah, sorry. And shout out to everyone who's adding me. I don't read the chat when I'm up here because it's too distracting for me. So hello to everyone. But I just wanted to make those 3 special shout outs. So
yes.
Miss Chicago, our first honorary lady female mod, my brown liquor drinking cowboy, Russell Red, honey, good to see you, and Blaze McCory. Yeah. So
shout out to Russell Red. Shout out to Miss Chicago. Thank you guys for coming through and holding Miss Genesis down. You know what I mean? But yeah. You are correct. There are a lot of, without the folks viewing us and giving us that view and being loyal to us, once again, visiting what we were talking about being excited to come up on here and share content. It's the audience that we're doing it for, and it's just I like putting smiles on faces. I like when people have fun. So without them, there's no us. So I really do agree with you on that. Well, what are some of the trends that you see on YouTube and social media that you find exciting, Ms. Jensen?
I don't really know how to answer that because, as I said before, I don't really follow the trends.
Right.
I sort of go in a different direction, and I go into corners and think about other things that are not necessarily the norm. But the one thing that I do like that the landscape is changing. YouTube is realizing that it's not just a cookie cutter, formula to be successful on here. So I do like that, and I also want to encourage everyone, if you're planning on being a content creator, just do your research. Learn about the principles, the rules, the YouTube guidelines. Don't just jump in and say, oh, I'm going to fling up a camera and then boom. Like in every job, and don't make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube is a job, honey. It's a job. Do your research. Do your research. And of course, you're going to stumble along the way, because I'm still stumbling along the way. Because when I picked up the camera, I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew what I wanted to do and I knew what I didn't want to do. And that's why I said I did a lot of tutorial seminars and webinars, but read the guidelines. Don't get yourself in trouble. Read the YouTube guidelines. If nothing else, read the YouTube guidelines. You don't want to be in a situation where, boom, and you're thinking like, holy crow, if I'd have known that, I could have bypassed that. So read the YouTube guidelines.
There you go. And I'm always doing research, Ms. Jensen. You're absolutely correct. I'm always doing research. I'm always trying to find out different ways to draw people's, attention, or what YouTube guidelines as well, and that is a great piece of advice for any content creator. Always do your research. You're absolutely correct. Well, what are some of the things that are concerning that concern you? Are there certain things that concern you about social media and YouTube?
I think the meanness of some of the content, the mean-spiritedness of it, just going way too far with just all of the crap, and I think people are going to realize that YouTube is not just sitting back idly twiddling their thumbs.
Right.
They're doing a lot of work on the back end with rules and regulations and guidelines. And I'm telling you right now, there's going to be one day when people wake up and YouTube is just going to be like, boom, okay, this is it. This is what we're doing. And there's no going back. Right. So just be mindful of, I always say, what do you want your digital legacy to be? What is your digital legacy? What do you want it to be? Do you want it to be a content where, you can be proud of 10 years from now, even 15 days from now? And the beauty of this thing is you never know who is watching.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
You never know who is watching. And someone could be watching you right now and saying, okay, you know what? I've got my eye on Johnny Blue Nose, and I've got, this thing that I want Johnny Blue Nose to promote. I'm just going to give him a few more months to get a little bit more comfortable. And then we're going to present him with an offer, with a collaboration with something. Now, if Johnny Blue Nose goes off the rails and decides, okay, you know what, I want to get into the beef sector, he's just lost an opportunity that he didn't even know he had. Right. So I think just be mindful of your digital legacy. What do you want to leave on here? Opportunities are afforded to everyone every day. Just be mindful. I'm not saying to pretend to be something that you're not. Now, if you want to be Johnny Blue Nose and you're in the gutter, okay, fine, stay there. Right. But don't wallow in the gutter because you think you're going to get a following, and then when you brush yourself off and you're smelling all, Old Spice, you think you're going to get a brand deal with Old Spice. Johnny Blue Nose, you've been in the gutter, honey. Right. I'm always careful of how I say things, because I not only have a following on YouTube, social media, and that landscape, but in real life, people that know me, family, so forth, so on. I am very cautious of how I act because I'm a man first before YouTube.
And I don't want to convey a negative spirit or negative attitude towards anybody, as you named it, ugliness. That's not me at all. So I, and it all goes back to, again, what we were talking about being genuine and being true to yourself, and just being different, because it's easy to get in the mud. It's very easy to be negative. But it takes a lot of thought, and it takes a lot of, hard work to put out true content that you actually put your sweat and your blood and everything into it and whatnot. So I truly do agree with you on that. You're very much correct.
But it's also draining. I mean,
Yes.
negativity is draining. Like if you're doing that day after day after day after day, what is that doing to your psyche? What is that doing to your spirit? What is that doing to your soul? It's very draining. And I'm sorry, honey, I'm heading into the twilight of my youth.
Yeah.
I'm tripping the light fantastic, honey. So
Right. Right. It is very draining. Negativity, not only just on YouTube, but in real life, I cannot be around negativity, because whenever I come to work, whenever I come on YouTube, being a parent, I am very much high energy. Let's go. But when you have someone like that, or if you're around people that are always, negative, I just cannot do that. I can't do that at all.
there was a comment that was just put up by Amber Angel, I think it is, something about
Okay.
by talking about your personal situations could help someone in a similar situation that has no idea what to do. That is correct.
Yes,
Now, that's
yes.
different. Yeah, that is different from being a beef content creator just to cause strife.
Correct.
Right. Now, there is a huge difference, if you're in an abusive situation, if you've got some sort of medical issue or whatnot, and you want to bring awareness to that, that's completely different. That I encourage, absolutely, for whatever situation that you've come out of, and you're on the other end of it, for the positive, absolutely. But just to drag someone because you might not agree with what they said, or just to drag someone because they might be in a disagreement with somebody else that you might particularly like, then that's a dead end right there.
Yeah, it's a dead end. Mr. Blaze says, I agree with that. The internet is forever, and people tend to forget the fact or ignore it entirely. Very much correct.
And nothing is deleted. There's something called the securities exchange, honey.
Yeah.
And every single email, every single text, every single voicemail, every single upload, no matter if you scrub it off and whatnot, the securities exchange, their history is forever, honey. So
Correct.
Just be mindful.
You have to be mindful. And then Amber also said you can stay positive through negative situations. And that's my motto as well. In every situation, you can stay positive, even though it is negative. That is my motto.
But I also want to be clear. I don't want to come across as if I'm all Pollyanna and lollipops and hearts and all of that. Because there are days when I, get frustrated and I have my negative, thoughts creep in.
Oh yeah.
But those are the days that I don't turn the camera on.
Oh yeah.
Sure. I don't turn the camera on those days. Now, am I hiding from the audience? No. But I know for me, if I'm not really, I always work at the spirit. If the spirit says, hey, you know what, Genesis 1, 4 a.m. in the pitch black of your bedroom, turn on the camera, fine, I'll do that. If the spirit says, hey, you know what, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're drinking a smoothie, fine, right? But I know for me, if I know, and I have a life outside of YouTube too, and life is life, and honey, life is definitely life.
Right. Life keeps on trucking, right?
Absolutely. But if I have, a tete-a-tete with somebody in my personal life, I'm not going to come on YouTube and be in that energy, and still be putting out content, and all of that, but I'm still really upset. And no. Because that is a separate entity from what I'm doing here, honey. No,
right.
I'm going to deal with my tete-a-tete over there. And when I come here, I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I just had a moment, but it's all good now. And let's get down to business.
There you go.
I'm not going to emotionally bleed on here for clicks and views, and to draw people in that emotional trap. No.
Right. Absolutely. Mr. Blaze says no one in their right mind would choose to associate themselves with negativity 24/7. That's not to say that bad days won't happen, but make room for other things beside bad days. And that's exactly what you were saying. Amber says, yes, stay away from low vibration individuals. Absolutely. Absolutely. Salute, Tamika. Salute to you, sweetheart. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. So I know, as I've been full-fledged as a content creator for 3 months, started late February. I've been doing this for 3 months.
Wow.
So
yeah.
It's been a struggle. Some of the struggles is just trying to balance home life, being a father, and putting out content, time restraints, and all that type of stuff, you know. So it takes hard work, as you were saying. If you're going to be a content creator, it takes hard work. It takes a little bit of it takes dedication. You know, you have to be, you know, you can't half do it. You got to be all in if you're trying to get to a goal of maybe monetization. And as you were saying, being a household name worldwide, you know, it takes hard work.
Yeah.
But you have to find that balance between home life and YouTube. So with that being said, Ms. Genesis, how do you balance your personal life with YouTube? Is it a struggle, or is it something that you have to work on?
No, it's not a struggle, because as I said before, I work with the spirit, right? So if the spirit says don't turn the camera on, I don't turn the camera on. You know, as I said before, if the spirit says, you know, 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm in my boudoir with the lights out, so be it. You know, or 9 o'clock in the morning, you know, so be it. So I definitely work with the spirit. I'm a very energy reader type of person. So, but I just think that you can't have it all at once. I know that for sure.
Right.
So you have to make time for your personal life, because I mean, I had a personal life before I became a YouTuber.
Right.
I'm gonna have a personal life after I, you know, stop doing YouTube at some point.
Right.
So I think you can have what you want. You just have to want it, and you have to prioritize it. You have to prioritize. You know, because granted, if you're in a full-fledged relationship, you don't have no business being on here 24/7.
Right.
You know, and your audience, they're smart people.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna know that we have a life, right? You know.
Right.
They're gonna know that, yeah, you know, she's gonna take breaks, she's gonna go on vacation, she's gonna be doing this. She's still gotta wash, cook, and clean, honey.
Right.
So, you know, the audience is, you know, they're pretty savvy people. They know that, hey, there's a life outside of this, you know, square box.
Right. You know? Absolutely. You gave some advice earlier about, to people who are content creators. You gave some advice about being authentic, being yourself, you know, doing it your own way, you know. Why would you say, I guess how to put the question is, why is it a struggle for people to be authentic, you think, on YouTube? Why is that not the case with some people not being themselves or not being authentic?
It could be a number of reasons. It could be a lack of self-confidence. It could be they want to get, you know, the quick, the get rich quick scheme. You know,
right.
they're following a trend to say, okay, this is the way to do it, and maybe they don't believe in their own ability to come up with their own content. Right now, when I say that, now it's different, because reaction channels are, you know, very popular.
Right.
If you want to have a reaction channel, there's definitely a lane for that, right? There's definitely a lane for that. But to come out, you know, and like I said, to be, you know, a basket weaver when you really want to talk about snowboarding, you know, you have to believe in snowboarding. You have to know that, you know, even if it takes you, you know, a few years to build up your momentum and build up your audience, it's going to happen. Because I think a lot of people come in with the mindset of, okay, you know what? I need my 4,000 watch hours. I need my 1,000 subscribers. I want to get monetized. I want to get into the partnership program. I want to have, you know, AdSense. I wanted this. I wanted that. Da 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 da. You can't climb Everest in flip-flops, honey.
Right.
You can't do it. Like you can't do it. There is no way that you're going to come on here today. I start my channel today, and tomorrow you're fully monetized, you're blown up, everybody knows your name, and boom, there you are. It doesn't happen like that. That's just life. It does not happen that way. And I think people come in with rose-colored glasses. Maybe they come in with a formula that has worked for umpteen people, and they think that, that's the way to go. And then again, maybe, their lack of ability to come up with their own content.
Right.
Right.
So,
I mean, it could be a litany of reasons. It could definitely be a litany of reasons. But again, I always, preface, be yourself. The audience is there. Trust me. There are billions and billions of people all over the world. There are millions and millions of YouTube channels. Build it and they will come, like Kevin Samuel said.
Right.
He's the Godfather. You will find your audience. They will be there. There's somebody sitting at home right now, wishing and hoping that somebody would start a YouTube channel with the very thing in mind that they are passionate about.
Right.
And maybe they're not an online personality. Maybe they don't have the gift of the gab. Maybe they don't want to be a content creator. Maybe they just want to be a subscriber. And God bless subscribers, honey. Hello. Hello. Not everybody's built to be a content creator. Some people are built to be external stakeholders. Right. Come on, honey. Come on. Subscribe up.
Exactly. I like all of the reasoning for your reasoning for people not being original, especially the one with having problems with self-confidence, having a confidence, issue, because, when a person doesn't have confidence in themselves, they, their mind is not where it needs to be. They're just shooting and not having any type of target, so to speak, So I totally agree with you on that. You have to be confident in yourself. I'm glad you brought that out.
But I also want to put a caveat to that. But even if you're not confident, pick up the camera and start. You don't necessarily have to be an online personality. There are lots of faceless channels that are very popular, but just start. Even if you want to do a couple of mock videos, a couple of mock streams with your family members, a trusted, friend or what have you.
Right.
Pick up the camera and start. And you're going to stumble along the way, honey.
Right.
You're going to trip and fall, but get up.
Right. Exactly.
Turn the camera on and just start talking. Someone will show up. Someone will definitely show up. And then you'll find your way. You will definitely find your way. And if you don't turn the camera on and you're not nervous, something's wrong.
Right.
Something is definitely. Then that means, you've lost the passion for it. It's just, you're just going through the motions. Yeah, okay, I can do this. And, but just start. Pick up the camera and start. And you don't need fancy equipment, honey, because I just got my laptop the other day, honey, because I had my phone. I didn't even have a light. So come on now. And pretty good, right?
Right. I mean, you're absolutely right. You got to start from somewhere. Just jump out there. And how I got started, I've told this story about letting you know how I got started. I was just a subscriber in the chat, just conversing back and forth with people. Yeah. I was bouncing ideas, and my ideas were highlighted as we're highlighting folks' ideas now. And they were, hey, SBK, you need to come up on the channel. You got these good. You got a good conversation going. So I just mustered up the courage one night to just hop up on the panel and start talking. And I'm not bragging on myself or anything. This is what happened. And so lo and behold, certain content creators were having me just take over their show, And if I was in the chat, and I would just speak to everyone in the chat and the content creator, hey SBK, you need to come up here. It got to the point to where, so I was encouraged to have a channel, and just my peers around me in the chat. Salute to you, DJ Tanya Renee. Good to have you in the chat. Mr. Blaze, he says, way off topic, but trademark that verbal exchange. It's dope and it stands out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. Um, Speaking of self-confidence, he also put, if you have no confidence in self, you're twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you started. Marcus Garvey. Great, 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 great statement right there. Great statement. Okay. Mr. Blades has a question. I got a question for SBK. Genesis already answered it before. What do you ultimately want your channel to grow into? What's your end game? My goal, Blaze, is I want to be. No, there's different sectors in YouTube. There's a lot of different sectors in YouTube. I don't want to be just accustomed to one sector of YouTube. So to answer your question, Blaze, I want to be known throughout YouTube, whether it's about working out, whether it's about fitness, whether it's about movie reviews, whether it's about gardening, whether it's about fishing, hunting, whether it's about just chatting with you, doing the vertical live in my car. I want to be a real well-rounded YouTube content creator. And of course, the ultimate goal is you're not just going to do this for fun or just, the ultimate goal is you want to be monetized. You want to reach people, but I want those are my goals. I want to be well-rounded. I don't want to be confined to one sector. I want to be, as Miss Genesis said, she wants to be household known, known throughout the world, she said. So ultimately, I want that as well. I want to make people laugh. I want to have mind-provoking conversations with people. And I want to influence people. If I could come up on here and make people smile, make people laugh, whenever I'm doing the hunchy, whenever I'm talking about make love instead of hate, if I could do that and make someone smile and laugh or motivate someone to go to the gym, to be active or eat healthy, those are those things. I hope I answered the question. Those are things that I want to do. You want to add something to that, Miss Genesis?
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal for me is I want to build a conglomerate that I can birth channels, that I can birth other channels. I want to have a framework to say, okay, you know what? This is the umbrella of the GO3P, and we've launched, Mr. Brown knows his channel, and he's on his way into his own sphere, and he's launching other channels. So I definitely want to be a juggernaut for sure. I definitely want to be a juggernaut for all the unicorns out there. Right.
Mm-hmm. So that is a wonderful, wonderful question, Blaze. I look at, a lot of people that, a lot of celebrities that I look at. You mentioned, you just mentioned his name. I can't think. My mind has gone blank. You kept mentioning his. He's passed on now.
Oh,
now,
Mr. Samuels?
Kevin Samuels. Yeah, Kevin Samuels. You mentioned him. I loved watching him. You know what I mean? Shannon Sharp, he you can like him or love him, but he does great, intriguing interviews. I look at him. So, I just want to be well-rounded with all of it. Interviewing, the whole 9 yards, So I hope I answered your question, Blades. That was a wonderful question. Go ahead, Miss Justice.
Yeah, definitely. There are some greats out there that that you can take little snippets from and incorporate your own way of doing things. But definitely for sure, Kevin Samuels. The page out of his book that I'm taking out is I'm not responding to any type of negativity. I'm not responding to any of it, and I really, really applauded him for that. Now he wasn't everybody's cup of tea, for sure, but not everybody's cup of tea, But I enjoyed his content, and I definitely will take a page out of that book for sure. Not responding to any any negative content whatsoever. So once again, RSP to the Godfather for sure. Mm-hmm.
Right, absolutely. Miss Genesis, we're going to take another commercial break. We could talk on this forever. I'm not going to take much of your time, but I have a couple more questions. And then ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, you are tuning in to Miss Genesis. I'm interviewing Miss Genesis 1. We're having a wonderful conversation. It has been a treasure. She is dropping gems. I've learned a lot from her. We're going to have another commercial break. We'll have a couple more questions, and then we will end it. So we'll go to commercial break. We are back. You guys go sub up to my sister. It's just ETV. She has some wonderful content. My sis is now on a series of, she was a juror in a murder trial. And she is telling her experiences as a juror. So you guys need to tune into that. She's putting out those videos, and they are very intriguing. And coming from someone who is a juror on the other side, and she's telling those stories. And you guys go sub up to her if you haven't, and sub up to your boy SBK if you have not. You see Miss Genesis up here, you sub up to her as well. It's a treat to have her up here. Once again, shout out to TCAT Commission Art Team. Y'all go sub up to her. All right, Miss Genesis, I thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. I've really had fun. I've learned a lot. It's amazing how you can bring some knowledge to the table. You haven't been a YouTube creator that long, but you are bringing some gems here, and it's made me think. It's motivated me, you know what I mean? Your words. So I really do appreciate you coming on here and just gracing us with your presence and dropping gems and dropping some knowledge. I really do appreciate that. With that being said, so kind of touched on it a little bit, but you can if you've already touched on it, but you have any future plans for your channel? You have any goals? Are there some goals for your channel that you want to shoot for, that you're trying to get?
Definitely. I definitely want to get my website up and running because I want to sell my merch.
Okay, I was just going to say that. You guys see that? Genesis 1, and it says, what does that say? Podcast 11 p.m.?
Yeah, Genesis 1, the podcast, 11 p.m.
Genesis 1, the podcast, 11 p.m. Okay, gotcha.
So, so I'm definitely working on my website because I want to sell my merch internationally. The merch is only available in Canada, but I definitely want to do it worldwide. So
Okay.
I'm working on the website. I'm working on the website right now. As I said before, I'm a solopreneur, so one step at a time, honey. And I'm also working on getting my email list together. So I definitely want to have a company email, and that's what I call my channel, the company, because eventually that's what it will be. And just like I said, casting the net far and wide, learning a little bit more about the content creation, coming up with brand new ideas. I want to get a few panels going. I definitely want to learn more about how to operate the YouTube studios, and and eventually get onto the paid version of the StreamYard, because right now I'm on the free version because I'm not paying the struggle, honey. I want to learn all the gymnastics first, get it out in the way, get really quick and savvy with it, and then go professional, honey. But those are the main things that I have on deck for right now. But as I said before, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm definitely in it for the long haul, and I want to seek my fortune here on the good old YouTube. So make no bones about that. It is a job, honey, and when you work, you get paid, honey. You get paid. So yeah, there you go.
All right, that's wonderful, wonderful. I was just going to ask you about your shirt so we can all see it. You guys tune into that. And tune into her channel. I was looking at her shirts. You have promoted one, I believe, on Instagram, right?
Yeah. I've got it in the t-shirt form. It comes in hoodies as well, because good old North Strong in the frozen North, honey. And you can also put in the tracksuit set as well. So you've got the Genesis 1 up here, right in center, and then you also have it on the corner pocket.
Awesome.
And we also have some of my catchphrases. The community, that's what I call the subscribers. So we've got the community, we've got what's in my noggin. I say that a lot, just basically what's on my mind. The good old chin wag when I'm gabbing away here. And I've got I'll end it here. That's what I usually say when I end the podcast, and a few others. So those are available actually on pre-order, ladies and gentlemen, through our good old company Instagram. So definitely for pre-order. Once we get the website going, then we can ship out internationally. So thank you so much, Mr. SBK, for letting me promote my merch, honey.
Absolutely. You guys, I know you guys, y'all check her out. I will be checking out that, see if I can get me one so I can do that. If you got a three, hey, you gotta have. I have. If I get a hoodie, I'd have to have a 3X, 3 or 4X. You think you can work that out?
Honey, we got from double XL, triple XL to what is it, double SS. So the tiny to the extremely, buff.
All right, gotcha. Because I usually I think a 4X. I think 3 or 4X.
Hold on, you said if you get one.
Oh, I'm getting one. I'm getting one. I'm getting one. Yes, ma'am. Like I said, I'm gonna check that out. I just need 3 or 4X. I will get one.
Yeah, because I heard that if in there, honey. So we have to.
No, if I said if,
you were mistaken, honey.
I was mistaken. Gotcha. Miss Genesis, do you have anything that you want to say? Any closing remarks you want to say to the YouTube land, to our community? You have anything? The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for wanting to interview me. I was shocked. I'm not even gonna, front about that, because I thought, well, I'm just, Genesis 1. I just became a YouTuber. I mean, I know I've been modding for a while, and shout out to all the channels that I mod for. Respect and blessings. And I just found it intriguing why you would want to interview moi. I'm just, a regular old girl. But thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much to the chat. Thank you so much to everyone that participated. Thank you so much for everyone that's going to subscribe to everyone's channel that's been mentioned tonight. And again, just thank you for the opportunity. As I said before, I was just a little shocked as to, why.
Well, I recognize people on here that are trying and are positive and are headed in the right direction. And so if they're, I gravitate to people like that. You know what I mean? It all goes back to the negativity and the positivity. I want to gravitate to the positivity of this whole ordeal. I'm looking at folks like, DJ Tanya Renee that's in the chat. She's literally a DJ on here, and she just makes everyone happy and dancing, and in her chat she just plays music and she's DJing. And so people like that I gravitate to because it's authentic. You see what I'm saying? And so you have dropped a lot of gems on us today. If my daughter was a content creator or she was on YouTube, I would want her to listen to what you just were explaining. Me being a single dad, no wife, no nothing like that, of a 16-year-old. You always want those positive influences on your kids. And so this conversation that we had, the conversations that we have had this evening, those are the conversations that I would want my daughter to listen to. So to answer your question, yes, I gravitate to people like yourself that are positive and bring a different perspective to YouTube. So once again, I really do appreciate you coming through, gracing us, dropping positive information, great information that we can use, and I can't thank you enough.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. But before I go, are there any questions in the chat? Let's see here. It's just ETV. My sis is the executive producer behind the scenes. She is. I wanted to put all of my focus on Miss Genesis One, and I want to personally thank her. She said this is amazing, Genesis One. You dropped gems. Thank you so much. Let's see here. You guys can ask some questions. We're about to end this thing, but if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. Let's see. Am I missing anything? Maestro, am I missing anything, Maestro? I think we got everybody. All righty.
Going once, going twice, going 3 times. You guys got any questions?
No, we're good.
Okay. Blaze has one. He said, I got one question. Can you drop the Cash App link in the chat? It's not coming up on the search bar. Well, Miss Genesis doesn't have a Cash App link. My Cash App link is running across the screen down the bottom of the screen. If you want to donate, that's great. I appreciate it. But yeah, I hope I answered your question on that. Just Jay says, my daughter was a CC. I would love for a content creator. I would love for her to show off her drawings. And then there's a Cash App link in the chat. Or drawings or videos she's edited on her gaming. Yeah, you'd be amazed how many young people, how much young people can offer in a positive way on YouTube. Go ahead, Ms. Justice. Go ahead.
Those gaming channels are very, very popular, on the good old YouTube. But if your daughter is interested in doing that, she can definitely, start. And she can even start on Instagram because not YouTube isn't for everyone. Not everybody wants to, be a content creator on the good old YouTube. She can, have her Instagram, And I'm not really a fan of TikTok, but that's another avenue as well that she can go down to build a following. So either Instagram or TikTok. Those are two, other entities that she can definitely try out if she's so inclined. But yeah, YouTube is definitely not for everybody. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And to the Cash App question, we don't have Cash App in Canada. Cash App's only available in the UK and United States, so Cash App is not international. So. But if for any of you who are so inclined, if you've found value in anything that I have said, please go ahead and make a donation to your local food bank, your local homeless shelter, or maybe drop off some school supplies at a local community center, or a church group that they do after school programs or whatnot. So that's another way of donating.
Absolutely. Blaze, thank you so much. I'll check that in a minute, but I appreciate you. But all right, Miss Genesis, again, I blessings. Thank you so much. You guys, if you have not subscribed to SBK, or it's just ETV, or the mods have put up several content creators that we have that I'd strongly suggest. They're all good people, positive channels, feel good channels, just great channels. You guys go sub up. We are going live Friday with our channel Tap In, with It's Just ETV and SBK at 8 p.m. Central every Friday. So you guys tune in. Miss Genesis, are you going to be going live here pretty soon, or is there?
I don't have anything scheduled. I could go live tonight. I could go live tomorrow. So nothing's
okay.
But,
just put your post notifications on, so that way you can catch it. I will definitely be tuning in to you if you do. If you drop the link, I will hit your link. We can chop it up again. Just Jason, she's not interested. She's an introvert like me. She don't even want to edit. I told her she could stay behind the scenes, but she doesn't want to. Yeah, she could definitely stay behind the scenes and still do her content.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe it's not her time right now. Maybe in a few years, maybe in a few months, maybe in a few days. Who knows? But the space is definitely there for when she's ready. So, she might change her mind eventually down the road.
Right. Exactly. Absolutely. All right. Well, so faceless content is an option. Exactly. T-Cat, thank you. All right, you guys, I appreciate everything. Miss Genesis, I can't thank you enough. I thank you a lot. Thank you. And with that being said, as we always say, make love, not hate. We are gone.